Have you ever felt stuck in a conversation like you've backed yourself into a corner and suddenly have nothing to say? Then you just sit there in awkward silence, thinking so hard that it feels like everyone can hear you. As someone who used to struggle with really bad anxiety, I hated this feeling. That's why I learned 3 ways to get out of these situations, and I want to share them with you. These tips really work when I want to meet someone new, make a conversation fun, or understand why sometimes there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Oh, it's good to be here with you, Frey. We've all been there. I certainly have. You're at a new workplace or in a new class and you find yourself in a room with someone you barely know. You introduce yourselves. Great, but now what? Before I learned these techniques, I focused first on being comfortable with awkward silence. I realized silence wasn't going to kill me. Unlike a YouTube video, life doesn't end if there's a pause. Sure, I can remember a lot of embarrassing things I've done in the past. But when I try to recall awkward silences, they don't stick in my memory. Life is too short to worry about occasional silence. That said, I've been in plenty of dry, boring conversations. To avoid those, I needed a way to make conversations flow better. What if I told you that even when it seems like there's nothing to say, there's always something you can respond with? Even to the tiniest comment? It might sound crazy, but here's the thing. People rarely say everything they're thinking. They don't provide a book's worth of context for their words, and sometimes they don't even fully understand what they're saying. So I started listening carefully, like an English teacher analyzing a book. This is known as active listening, and it works. When I started listening with presence and genuine interest, my brain began asking questions naturally. For example, if someone said, "I cut my hand on Sunday while working on a car," I'd start wondering, what kind of car is it? Is it your car? How did you cut it? Can I see it? Do you work on cars often? Did it hurt? The secret to great conversation isn't about knowing everything. It's about being curious and asking questions. I also realized that conversations became more interesting when I explored things I genuinely enjoyed, like cars, sports, hiking, or psychology. Doing activities I found meaningful made me more engaging. Plus, it didn't hurt to try things that are universally popular, like sports or movies. To make conversations fun and interesting, I developed my personality by diving into my interests. Now, here's an important question. What do you think counts as a stupid question? Was it the one I just asked or one I've asked before? Personally, I believe no question is stupid as long as it's asked respectfully and with genuine curiosity. Asking questions shows bravery and humility. It's a way to learn. How can wanting to learn more ever be stupid? Of course, we can ask silly questions for fun, but that's different. When conversations start to feel dry, I sometimes ask seemingly random questions like, "How tall are you? Do you mow the lawn?" These might sound ridiculous, but 9 times out of 10, people are happy to answer. Often, these questions steer the conversation into unexpected and fun directions. For example, I might learn that someone loves basketball, or that they've never used a lawnmower before. These questions help me paint a better picture of the person and get to know them better. However, I've learned something important. Sometimes no matter what you do, a conversation just won't work. Why? Because not everyone is a great conversationalist and some people might not even want to talk. And that's okay. I've realized it's perfectly fine to let go in these situations. Whether it's an uninterested date or someone I don't click with at a party, it's not a big deal. As I reminded myself, don't water a dead plant. That's what I did, and it worked for me. If you're interested in learning more about active listening, I'd recommend subscribing to my channel. That would be awesome.